what are no content and low content books? This is what we're going to be reviewing over for this lesson. Alright, let's go over no content books first, just to get a better idea of what low content is all about. So no content books is this. So it's basically blank pages, blank line pages, and that is why it is called no content books. And the idea behind no content books is essentially it's a journal. And it's a journal because there's just blank lines or just a blank page. And this is very easy to make when you're first starting out with journal making. And I encourage everybody to actually just start making no content books first before they go to low content. And again, just to review, it is just blank pages or blank line pages. But now let's go to what low content books is all about. So it's going to be some or a little bit of content inside the book. So it could be like a fitness tracker, recipe book, a habit tracker, gratitude journal, event planners, or weekly, monthly planners. And the idea is that it's not like a book, like a nonfiction book, like a self-help book that you have written, or a fiction book that you have written out, or any kind of story that is really happening. It's really just some content inside. And again, it could just be like a planner. That's like the best way I think to describe what a low content may look like. There's some content in there, but it's not really a book, right? There's no story that's actually happening. You can kind of relate to this to in this day and age, it's called printables, and it's kind of like that, where it's in a book format where people can write down their habits or the recipes or their thankfulness in a gratitude journal. So that's why it's called low content books. So this is the question I have for you. What kind of book would you like to create? And in this lesson, what I want to leave you with is this thought of what you would like to create for a journal, whether it be a blank line journal, whether it be a low content book, whether it be a tracker, whether it be a recipe book. And what about a book that's not even invented yet? And that's what I want to leave you with. Let's talk about publishing tools. And these are tools that you're going to need, or some of them are actually optional, where this can really help you on your journal making journey. So first of all, I want to just address canva.com. And canva.com is like a Photoshop tool that you can use to make graphics, flyers, and it's such a great software. I think everybody should use canva.com. It's great, and you do not have to have any design skills to get one. So I do encourage you to get that software, and after all, you will need it when you are designing book covers and also the interior. The next one I want to suggest is another option is called AMZ Suggestion Expander. And this is basically a keyword tool. And as creators, we don't often think about the marketing aspect or the keyword research or the actual SEO. But the truth is that when you are actually publishing it to a marketplace, you really want to make your audience, make it easy to find for them where your journal is at. So that's why you will need some basic keyword tools, and AMZ Suggestion Expander is probably the best option. The next one on the list is Creative Fabrica, and I love Creative Fabrica. One of the reasons why I love Creative Fabrica is that they offer commercial-free graphics. As you know, on the internet, there's so many things going on with the images and graphics. We don't know if there's the correct licensing for it, if we can actually use it. It's like the wild, wild west. We can just do whatever we want. But the fact is, Creative Fabrica is just straightforward and it's easy to use. The last one is Tangent Templates. And I can't say enough good things about Tangent Templates. It's such a great tool to use for your journal making journey. As we venture into these tools, I want to just give high applause to Tangent Templates. And I encourage you to check that out. And I believe all these tools are necessary. So let's talk about them in depth. Alright, so first one is called Canva. And Canva, again, it's for creating designs, graphics, flyers, and thumbnails. And it's so much more. It's basically for anything that you need to design your book and plus more. And this could be great when you start to venture into social media, when you want to market your book and just to design any kind of flyer that you want or thumbnail for YouTube or any of your social media platforms as well. And the great thing about Canva is that they have pre-made layouts. So that means you do not have to create from scratch. So if you're a person like me where you have a hard time just looking at a blank piece of paper, don't know where to go, don't know what to do, don't know what direction to take, they already have pre-made layouts just to give you some ideas. You do not have to use their layouts, but then again, it's there for you just for inspirational purposes, and you can just drag and drop. And you can create your own layouts as well. You can make it your own layouts and save them, and then you can also just use them later when you want to go back into it. And that's great about Canva because they allow you to save all your designs in your account, and you can get inspirational designs. You can check out all of their layouts and see what you can do. You can mix and match it as well. And leading to that, it is a drag and drop feature. So you don't have to learn all these shortcut codes or anything like that. You literally just have to use a mouse and just start dragging things. And it's very easy to use. It's super friendly for beginners. And if you have no design skills whatsoever, I recommend canva.com just for you. I just want to mention too that it is free, but there is an optional route with a pro version. I know a lot of people that uses the pro version as well, but you do not have to use the pro version to benefit from the tool. Let's talk about the AMZ Suggestion Expander. This is such a great tool. So what it does is expands the search suggestions that are shown in the Amazon search bar. And what that means is gonna actually just show more options for the keywords. The thing you just gotta know is that this is a great tool to use. So the best way to describe this, if you can just go to Amazon.com and go into the search bar and just type in like the word dog, and you're gonna see an auto suggested of words. And there might be a few that comes up, but with this tool, more is gonna come up. Actually, it's gonna be more than enough for you to come up in the search bar. And that's why it's gonna show keywords. And you're gonna need this keyword tool just to help you with the marketing aspect of SEO purposes when you fill in the 7 boxes of the part where you actually publish your book. And it also kind of helps you with new ideas. So what happens if you type into the search bar dog, it's going to show up like dog leash, dog collar, and that's just going to help you on getting new ideas and new terms that you can use. And the great thing about this, it's absolutely free. Let's talk about Creative Fabrica. So Creative Fabrica is great. They offer premium fonts, graphics, and crafts, and so much more. They are always uploading new designs onto their website. It is great. I use it all the time. One of the great things I love about Creative Fabrica is not just because they have all these great graphics and fonts. I believe a lot of websites have that as well, but they have a thing that I really love is that they are so transparent about their commercial and full pod usage. And what that means is basically the idea, if you ever go into a website, when you purchase a graphic or a font, you are kind of unsure if you can actually use it, and whether it be for personal use or for actual selling use. And Creative Fabrica is very just transparent, and they have a great customer support. You can actually ask them if you just want more clarification on the whole usage part, if you can actually use the graphic. From what I know, what I researched, and I've contacted them multiple times, they say that if you're uploading to places like Kindle Publishing, then it is fine because it is a pod usage with full commercial rights. And so the other one, I do want to mention that this is a paid route. You do need to pay for this on a monthly basis. Their prices shift, I would say, constantly depending on the season. So for example, sometimes I've seen this for $20, sometimes I've seen this for $30. But I do encourage you to get this subscription because it's just so useful and makes everything so much easier. The last one I want to talk to you guys about is Tangent Templates, and this is such a great place. It's an all-around tool about just using journals and journal interiors, how to get categories and how to get the right dimensions, and really everything that you need to just start your journey. One of the things I started out doing with Tangent Templates, they had journal interiors that I could use. I started off using them. Eventually I stopped using them because I wanted to create my own customized designs. I didn't want to be like everybody else because everybody else was using this tool as well, and they were just downloading all the interiors and just kind of using the same interiors over and over again. So I do think eventually you want to come off of this using their interiors. If you want to use it when you're starting out, I think that's fine, but I think in the future it would be great to just make your own customized interiors. And then one of the things I do use Tangent Templates for is just getting the dimensions for the covers and the interiors. One of the biggest frustrations I have seen with publishing books is not actually getting your dimensions correct with the covers and the interiors. Tangent Templates helps you with that. They give you the exact dimension that you need, so you don't have to worry about if you got the exact dimensions or not. One thing I do like also is their Category Explorer. When you are actually uploading your book, they're going to ask you on what category is it all about. So for example, if it's in the health niche, if it's in the health topic, but you're not exactly sure which category exactly in the health topic it should be, this is how it's going to help you. You do not need to use a Category Explorer if you already feel like you know what category it should be in, but it's a helpful tool to be there. I do want to mention something about Tangent Templates. There is a fee for this, but it's a one-time fee payment. And that means there's no subscription. You just pay it once and that's it. One thing I do want to mention to you guys is try out new tools. If you start searching for tools and that you see that they're working for you, why not try them out? The tools I shared with you is what I actually use right now. But if you find new tools that is more helpful for you, I encourage you to use them as well. I'm going to be talking about on how to get the best search results with getting your correct keywords. Okay, first let's talk about bad keyword methods. One of the things you have to know is not focusing on the title and subtitle. So one of the most important things when you're actually inputting keywords is actually focusing on the title and the subtitle. And I know this is a little hard for some people because you want to be creative with your titles, and that's still perfectly fine. You can be creative and original with your titles. But if you want people to find you in the search results, you may have to shift your keywords around just so people can find you. That's one of the things you don't want to do, is not focusing on your title and subtitle for your keyword methods. The other one is using keyword brand names and not author names. One of the things that you have to know is at the Amazon.com website, and they actually really don't like brand names. They actually like real names or pen names for that matter. If you're using a company name, I still think that's fine. I still do it for myself, but I have noticed that they prefer author names. In fact, I actually try to use different brand names one time just to be creative and to make new brand names for publishing book companies. And sometimes they didn't go through with the publishing process, meaning that I didn't actually get my book approved. So that's one thing you want to keep in mind. So you want to focus on author names and not just brand names. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't try using brand names. Feel free to reach out to the customer support to see if there's any tips and tricks that you can use to have a brand name. The next one is not using exact phrase keywords. One thing that you want to focus on is using exact phrase keywords. So if you're using phrases that are not exact and that is not in the search results, it may not actually be good to put those keywords in there. The next one we want to talk about is stuffing broad keywords. You do not want to stuff broad keywords, but I would say use relevant keywords. People are just trying to use broad keywords and not be specific. You definitely want to put stuff that is relevant to your product. The other one is using the same keywords from the title and subtitle in the 7 keyword box. You're going to see this in the next slide, but basically all you have to know is that for the title and subtitle, if you already put those keywords in there, you do not need to put any of those keywords that you put in the 7 keyword box. All right, let's go to the next slide. Let's talk about the top keyword methods. So use keywords that are relevant to your book. So we talked about this in the last slide. It is very, very important that you use keywords that is relevant to your book. So for example, if you have a book that is about dogs, if you have a journal that is about dogs, but you start to put like cats or turtles or fish, that's not really relevant, right? So you want to put stuff that is relevant like dog, puppy, right? So that's all in the guidelines of having keywords that is relevant to your product. The other one is using exact keyword phrases. So you want to use stuff like dog leash, how to pet your dog, a guide to owning a dog, just using exact phrases. Okay, so let's talk about the title and subtitle. As I mentioned in the previous slides, this is what it looks like when you're about to publish your book. So you see the book title, and there's also a subtitle. And it's very important that you actually think about what kind of keywords you want to put in there. Now, granted, if you want to be original and creative, feel free to go ahead. But I do recommend, at least in the subtitle, that you put relevant keywords so people can find you in the search results. Amazon's very good at keywords, so it's just like Google, where if you type in a keyword or phrase, it's going to pop up on Google and they're going to pick the relevant ones. Same thing for Amazon. And the Amazon search results, they're going to pick the relevant ones. So you definitely want to think about what you want to put in the book title and the subtitle. The other one you want to think about is the 7 keyword boxes. And so for this one, you have to worry about putting keywords that is relevant, that is correct for your content, correct for your book or journal, and just put keywords so people can find you in the search results. So one of the things that you should ask yourself is, what kind of keywords would people type in to find your book? And also you can use different research tools and keyword methods to find different keywords. One of the things you have to do when you are actually looking for keywords on Amazon.com is to go cognito, because if you go incognito, searchers won't be affected by their web activities. And I did put on the right side, if you're using a Mac or PC, on how to go incognito. So you definitely want to do that before you start searching for keywords. The other thing that you want to do is get this thing called AMZ Suggestion Expander. This is such a good tool. It is free, no money for this one. And all it does when you type in keywords inside the search bar, all it does is expand. As you can see in this illustration right here, this screenshot, it expanded where you would just only have one column. You would actually have 5 columns, and it would just show you what kind of keywords are being used. So for example, this one shows that there's dog treats, dog toys, and that's just the first column. The second column actually shows more. Dog shampoo 4, dog door 4, dog beds 4. So those are all keywords that you can possibly use. If you go all the way to the right, it shows dog with anxiety, dog with itchy skin, and so on. So that just shows you what kind of possibilities of keywords that you can use. All right, so let's get started. So first, you got to get your Canva account. First, you go to log into Canva because this is the software we're going to be using today. It's free. You can log in. Once you have your Canva dashboard ready, you got to go to custom size right here. And we're going to do it 8.5 by 11. But since there's going to be a bleed for the interior, you're going to do 8.625 and it's going to be by 11.25 inches. After that, you're going to create new design. So once you're here, you got the blank sheet of paper right here. You're going to start creating your interior layout. For this demonstration, I'm going to create a password tracker. So first, you got to go to the left side. I'm going to do a text. I'm going to put a header, and I'm just going to put password tracker. Once I have password tracker as my title, I'm going to make 4 sections. So I'm going to put square boxes. So I'm going to go to the elements, and I'm going to go to this one right here where it's a square and it's a free item, and then I'm gonna make this gray. So I'm gonna go to the top, make this light gray, make it smaller, and then I'm gonna make it a rectangle shape. I'm gonna zoom in with Command plus and make the height maybe about 0.7. Okay, that looks good. Now I'm gonna make 4 sections of this. So I'm gonna copy and paste. So Command C, Command V. Alright, so I made 4 sections of the rectangles. As you can see, there's 4 of them, and I do want to put a line right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a border just to make sure that they can be seen as different sections. So I'm going to go grab this one where it's like a border line right here. So I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to make it black. I'm going to shrink it down. Once I got the right size, I'm going to make sure it is the correct section. Alright, so I have my border and I have my 4 rectangles, and now what I'm going to do, I'm going to pretty much duplicate this. So I'm going to make black outline, and it's going to be a blank space. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to grab the square again with the outline, make it black. That looks good. I'm going to zoom out, and I'm going to shrink this down. I'm going to zoom in to make sure it's the right length. Copy and paste. That looks about right. I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. And that looks pretty good to me. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to highlight all of them, and I'm going to group them. And then now I can just copy and paste. Alright, so I got my password tracker. I got all the boxes filled out. Now I'm just going to put titles right here to indicate the section. So I'm just going to grab this one right here, and I'm just going to copy and paste. And I'm just going to shrink this down and then put the correct word right there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go out of the box first and just write in the correct title. So website. So once I got the correct names, I'm going to just change the font now. So let's see if I can do something different. So I'm going to do point maybe 18. Looks good to me. So I'm going to do 18. That looks good. And now I'm going to change the font style. So let's see if I can do something different. I'm going to click on the title for this one just so I can change this one to make it different. And let's just look through it. So the font I chose is High Tide. So this is the one I'm going to use for this video. So I'm going to change this to High Tide as well. Alright, so once I got all the fonts there, I'm going to just drag it to the middle. You got to make sure everything's centered, so I'm going to zoom in to make sure everything's centered. And I'm going to lower this. I'm going to zoom out, and I feel like that looks good to me. So now what you want to do here is you can either save this right now and copy it, or you can just keep this as your own. And the reason I'm saying this is because you want to make 100 of these. So what you want to do now is maybe go back to home. And I have this password tracker right here. I'm going to copy that because I want to save this as a template. And then I'm going to make a copy. And then it says copy of password. And I'm going to do 100 just to help me out here. So I'm going to click on this. So I saved the other one as a template. And now I have this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this. I'm just going to duplicate the page 100 times. So I just made 100 copies of these. And so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to download it. I'm going to save it as PDF print. And I'm just going to download it to my computer and just save it into a folder. Once you have it downloaded, this is what it looks like right here. So just make sure you have 100 of them, and just to make sure everything looks good. Looks like everything looks good, so I'm just going to save it to my folder. So now we're on to making the cover of the book. So you make your interior and now you want to make the book cover. So you got to put in these dimensions right here, 17.49 by 11.25. And this is for the front and back and the spine. And if you are making it 8.5 by 11 with the bleed, this is the cover dimensions to get. All right, so I'm going to press create new design. Once you're here, this is the blank canvas that you're going to use. So what you're going to do is make sure that you have the correct border lines. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to actually use my template that I created for myself. So I'm just going to upload it. So this is a template that I created for myself just to help me with the bleed. What this means is basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure not to pass the red lines and just to keep it inside the border. And once I'm finished, I'm just going to pretty much delete it, or I can make it 0 transparency, just to help me out with design process. This design process is going to be pretty easy. So once you're here, you want to start creating something, feel free to sketch something out and just get your idea going. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go to a website called Creative Fabrica. So I'm at creativefabrica.com, and this is a website where you can find fonts and graphics for your book. And so what I'm going to do right now is just going to look for some background textures. So let's see if I can find something. I'm going to go to graphics right here, and I'm going to click on backgrounds. So there's a lot of digital papers that you can use. So I'm just going to go around and click something. I'm going to go to these old maps. I think this looks cool, so I'm going to download it. Alright, so I'm back at canva.com, and I'm just going to go drag in the maps and see which one I'm going to use. So I'm just going to wait for the uploading to finish. So once your uploading process is finished, you just want to check out each one to see how it looks like. So I'm going to use this one, and this one looks pretty good, but I don't want to use that one, so let's try something else. So I decided to use this one, so I'm going to make sure everything fits correctly. I'm going to expand this, and I'm just going to make sure that it goes to the line. So that looks good, and I'm just going to copy and paste it. And what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to reverse the picture, so let's see if I can do that. So I just went to flip, and I went to horizontal, and this is what I got. And I'm just going to make it up to the line. Okay, so that looks good. So what I did so far, I just pretty much try to size it correctly, make sure it hits all the blank spots. Once you're finished, you might have noticed that I left this white space blank. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a spine right here. And this is pretty much just a color that I'm going to put. So I'm going to go to elements, and I'm going to go to a rectangle, and I'm just going to put in another color that I want. For this demonstration, I just put this brownish color, and I think Canva actually automatically put the color in for you. So this looks good to me. So I got my background, I got my spine, I got my front cover, so everything looks good. So what I'm going to do now is go to text, and I'm going to put the title that I want to put. So this is a password tracker. I can just put password tracker, but I want to put something fun, so I'm going to put something about an adventure. So this is the title I have. I put let the password tracking adventure begin. I feel like it's a little fun just because it's about traveling and this is a map. So just trying to put something that is more creative. So I'm going to change the font now. So I'm going to click on this and see if there's any handwriting fonts that I can use. Alright, so I chose Life Logo as my font. So I'm going to change all of them to Life Logo. Alright, so I'm about done. I'm going to make sure there's a drop shadow just to make it look easier. So I'm going to just go to Effects and go to drop shadow, and you can easily play around with these other ones right here. There's lift, there is hollow, that one looks pretty cool. There's splice, echo, but for this one I'm just gonna do shadow. And now I'm just gonna move around the fonts. Alright, so I just did the font placements and the letter placements here, so that looks good. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna manipulate the graphic a little bit just to make it a little lighter. So I'm gonna click on it, I'm gonna go to filter, and I'm just going to play around with these filters to see which one looks the best. So I found Afterglow. This is the one I'm going to use for my filter. For the back one, I'm going to do Afterglow. And I'm just going to play around with the drop shadow just to make sure that it looks a little bit better because it looks a little bit too bold to me. Alright, so this is my cover. And once I'm done, I'm going to click on download and save it to my computer. I'm going to make sure I'm going to do PDF print. So once you got your interior and your cover ready, you're going to go to Kindle Direct Publishing. It's kdp.amazon.com. You got to make sure you have an account. Once you have an account made and you log in, you're going to go to paperback. So the first part you got to fill out is going to be the title. And so I'm just going to put the title that I put in on the cover. After that, I'm going to go to subtitle, and I'm just going to input some descriptions about it in my subtitle for my low content book. So I filled out my subtitle. It's password tracker for website, username, password, and notes. After that, you're going to skip series. You're going to skip edition number. You can put in an edition number if you like to, if you do update this. And now I'm going to put the author. You can skip contributors unless there is a contributor in here. And you're going to go to description. For the description, I'm just going to put out whatever I want to write for my book. So on this part for the description, I'm just going to write a description for my book. Once you fill out the description, you're going to go to publishing rights. And I'm going to press I own the rights because that's what it is. And now we're going to go to keyword. For the keyword section, I use a software called Publisher Rocket. I'm just going to show you real quick what it looks like. So this is what it looks like. I think it's a one-time payment and I just bought it. So for this one, just a demonstration, I'm just going to write in the word password. And what it does, it actually helps me out with the keywords. And as you can see, there's like keywords that pops up and I pretty much just fill in whatever keyword that pops up here that is relevant. Another way to find keywords on Amazon for free is actually to go to incognito mode on your window screen. And after you do that, you can just go to the search bar and just go to just type in your keyword phrase. And what it does is it actually shows up your keyword phrases. Now you may be wondering, how did I get these other sections? It's actually an Amazon extension. I'll put a link in the description below to show you where I got this, but it's for free. And this is another great way to get keywords. So once you're done filling out the keywords, you're going to go to categories and just click on the correct category. For this one, it's going to be a password one, and I believe it's going to be used for travel, so I'm just going to click on the right one. It's a travel one right here. Probably do road travel. The second one I pick is going to be management. I'm going to click save. For the adult content, I'm going to press no because there's nothing adult about it. I'm going to press save and continue. Once you're here, you're going to click on this one, get a free KDP ISBN. Yes, assign. For the publication date, you can leave it blank or you can fill it in. For this demonstration, I'm going to leave it blank. For the print options, I'm going to choose black and white interior with white paper. That's the one I want. You can choose other ones with cream paper or standard color interior if there's a standard color. Mine doesn't, so I'm not going to do that one. I'm going to click select a different size, 8.5 by 11. I have a bleed. I'm going to do matte. I prefer this over glossy. And now this is the most important part where you're going to have to make sure you got the correct one. For this is the manuscript, is the interior. So I'm going to click on it and upload my interior. I just uploaded my interior. It's going to take a while for it to upload. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to upload your cover file. So I just uploaded my manuscript, which is the interior, and now I just uploaded my cover, and now I'm just going to wait until it's finished. But while I wait, I'm going to click on book preview, launch previewer. So I'm at the part where it says print previewer, and what you want to do here is just check on your book to see your cover page if it's all right, and then just scroll through to see if everything looks okay. If everything looks good, you want to press approve. After you're done with launch previewer, you want to go to save and continue. So we're at the last page. You want to go to territories. You want to press all territories. For the primary marketplace, you want to do amazon.com, and after that you want to go down to the pricing area. For this example, I'm going to put $6.99. So once it's $6.99, I'm not going to do expanded distribution, and I'm just going to leave everything as it is, and I'm going to click publish your paperback book. And after this, you just wait until it's uploaded, and then you're finished. Congratulations on putting up your book. Hello, in this video I'm going to be showing you how I do Amazon ads the easy way. For this method, we're going to do Amazon auto ads. So first you got to go to your book right here, and so this is the book that I'm going to be using, and then you got to go to these three dots on the right side right here, and then after that you're going to go to promote and advertise. Once you are here, you're going to go to run an ad campaign, and you're going to choose a marketplace. Since I'm in the United States, I'm going to do amazon.com. Create an ad campaign. Once you're on this page where it says choose your campaign type, you're going to go to sponsored products, and you're going to click continue. So we're at create campaign, and we're going to go to settings, and for the campaign name, you can do any name you want. You can just change the campaign right here and just put in the title of the book, but for this demonstration I'm just going to put in the title. After that, you want to put your start date and then your end date. You can pick any end date you want. The one I like to do is no end date because I like to end it manually. I like to keep the ad campaign going. Next, you're going to go to daily budget. I'm going to do 5. We're going to do targeting. We're going to do automatic targeting. For the campaign bidding strategy, I like to do dynamic bids down only. And then for the ad format, I like to do standard ad. And then it's going to ask you to make a group name, and I'm just going to use the title of the book. Okay, so here we're on products. We're going to go and search our product. But if you did what I just did in the beginning of the video, when you clicked on your book, it'll already show your book right now on the right side. But for whatever reason, if it doesn't show, then feel free to search for your book and then it should pop up. Next, we're going to go to automatic targeting. And for this one, I'm going to do default bid, and then I'm going to do 0.20 for my demonstration. You can also do 0.10 or 0.30. It really depends on you on what you would like to do. But for this demonstration, I like to do 0.20. Next, we're going to go to negative keyword targeting. I like to leave this blank. Usually I don't do this, but you are more than welcome to put some negative keywords in here. Negative keywords can be like the words like free because your book is not free, or other keywords that are somewhat be related to your book, but you don't want people to search for that. So you can try to negate those keywords by putting it in the negative keyword targeting. After that, you want to click Launch Campaign. Hello, in this video, we're going to be doing Amazon ad campaigns with manual products. Alright, so first you got to go to your Amazon advertising, and then you're going to create a campaign. We're going to go to campaign name, and you're just going to type in your campaign name. After that, you're going to go to start and end date. I'm just going to leave it at no end date. And then for daily budget, I'm going to do 5. For targeting, we're going to do manual targeting today for products. For campaign bidding strategy, we're going to do dynamic bids down only. For ad format, we're going to do standard, and you can also do custom text ad if you like, but today we're going to do standard ad. We're going to do create an ad group, and you're going to just add ad group name. Here for products, you're going to actually look for your product. I looked for my product right here with my ASIN number, so I'm going to just add it in. And here for manual targeting, we're going to do product targeting. Okay, so from here, you want to just make sure that you are doing the right bid. You can do suggested bid, but what I'm going to do custom. And I'm just going to do 0.10. And now you want to do is add some categories. So you can add some of these categories if they are in the correct category for your book. So I see category art therapy and relaxation. That looks correct for my book. I see self-esteem. That looks okay too. So I'm going to add that in. I press search, and now you can look for a different category name as well. So let's just type in coloring. So I see more categories here. So I see coloring books for grown-ups. That makes sense. So I put it added. There are coloring books, hair coloring products. I'm going to do coloring books. But see, this is a great example. It says hair coloring products. We're not going to put that in because that doesn't make sense. And now I'm just looking through for any other colorings. I see mandalas and patterns. So that looks good. So I'm going to add that. So once you're done, you're going to go to individual products. And then you're going to go to suggested, and then right here, you're going to press search. And just look for similar products that are in the same category as yours. So for example, I'm just going to search up positive coloring. So here I typed in positive affirmation coloring book. So I'm just going to look for similar products that are just like my product. So here I see one that says I believe in myself. So that looks similar to my product. I see this one, it says positive affirmations. I see another one right here, it says do amazing things. So you're just basically looking for products that are similar to yours. Now for this one, it says you are amazing, easy positive affirmation coloring book for kids. The reason why I'm not going to add this one, because this one is for kids, and mine is mainly targeted for adults. And just keep going until you found as many as you can. Another example is doing inspirational coloring book. And again, just look for books that are similar to yours. Also, you don't have to just do books. You can also do other products that are not books. So I typed in affirmations right here, and I'm just going to look for other products that are not books, but they are related to just affirmations. So I see this one, intelligent change. So I'm going to add that one in. I see really good positive affirmation chips. That is somewhat related to affirmations, so I'm going to type that in. I see these bulletin board posters, so that's okay too. As you can see, I'm just looking for products that are in the same category or topic. So we're going to do affirmation mugs. And again, we have a lot of different affirmation mugs that we can do. So I'm just going to add all these in that are related. And you can kind of see that you can just get more ideas by looking at products. Obviously, we can do affirmation shirts, maybe affirmation bags, or anything else. So you just want to be very creative finding different products that are related to your product. Alright, so once you're done, you're going to press Launch Campaign. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I do Amazon ad campaigns for KDP, and for this demonstration, I'm going to be doing keywords. Okay, so we're going to go to your campaign here to create a campaign first. So if we're going to just type in our name and just type in the name of the book or the campaign name. Mine is a positive coloring book. So mine, I put positive coloring book keywords. And then so we're going to go to start date, and then we're going to do end date. Usually I like to do no end date, but you can end it at a specific time if you like. For budget, it's really up to you, but I like to do $5. For targeting, I like to do manual because we're going to do keywords today. And for campaign bidding strategy, usually I like to do dynamic bids down only. For ad format, this is up to you if you want to do custom text or standard ad. For this demonstration, I'm going to just do standard ad. And now I'm just going to create an ad group, and I'm just going to type in my ad group name. Alright, so now we're at products. So this is the part where you're going to actually add in your name for your product. So I put in my product right here. I'm going to add it. And you can easily search for this by going to the search bar right here. You can type in the name or the ASIN. So once you have all the products that you want to do for your ad campaign, you're going to just go to the next section. After that, you're going to go to manual targeting. So this is the part we're going to do keyword targeting. Choose keywords to help your products appear in shopper searches. And now we're at keyword targeting. Now this is the part where we do have to find out the keywords that we're going to use. To find this, we're going to use a specific software. So I opened up my Publisher Rocket software. This is the software that I use to find keywords. And so we're going to use this software, and it is a paid software, but it's totally worth it for Amazon advertising. So here we have this AMZ keyword research. So we're going to click on it, and then we're going to go to AMZ keyword research. We're just going to type in the keyword. So for this demonstration, I'm just going to put in positive coloring. So now it's searching, and you have all of these keywords that you can use. You can do positive coloring, you can do adults, kids, affirmations. These are all the keywords that you can use for your keyword research. Now, this is not the cool part about the software. It's really the exporting right here. So I'm going to click on this, and what we're going to do, we're going to try our best to get at least 1,000 keywords. And yes, you heard that right, 1,000 keywords. The reason why we're doing this is we're just trying to hit many keywords as much as possible so we can be found in the search results. And so yeah, this is the best method that I found for Publisher Rocket. So we're going to go to export, and now we're just going to save our results into our desktop or our folder and on your computer. So once that's saved, we're going to go to new search, and then let's do something else. Let's just type in positive. Alright, so again, we found a lot of keywords that are related to the product. Same thing, export it. Just save it on wherever folder that you wanted to save it to. Okay, new search again. And again, just type in another keyword that's related. So let's just try affirmation. Export it. For this one, I did mindfulness coloring. So I'm going to again export it. And now I'm just going to move along ahead and fast forward and just do many related keyword researches as I can. And I also should mention, you also want to look at the keyword researches here. So what I mean by that is when you're trying to search for a new keyword and you don't really know what to type in right here, what you can do is actually just look at the results that you already created and get some ideas. So for example, you can look at this and see, oh, there's dreams here. Maybe you can write in dream coloring book. Or you can put something else where it says right here, it says meditative. Maybe that's another keyword. So yeah, you can write in meditative coloring. And another one just showed up again right here. It says relaxation, so I can put in relaxation coloring. I found the word stress relief. And I think that's about it. So once you're done, just make sure that you have exported just enough. Again, we're trying to reach for 1,000, so just try to find many keywords as you can to export. Don't worry about just reaching to 1,000, but you want to just do as much as you can. And again, the reason why we're doing up to 1,000 because that's the maximum keywords that you could input into the Amazon advertising. Okay, so we are back at the Amazon advertising. So we left off at keyword targeting. So we're at this part right here, and you're going to see suggested, and you can use some of these if you want. Coloring book is okay, but you definitely don't want to do like book because that's just very generic and just generalized. And so you can look through these and add them if you like. So if you want to add them, you can just do add. And if you want to add all of them, then you can do add all. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go to enter list and we're going to go to bid. And it's going to do suggested bid. I recommend not to do that because the bid may be a little bit too high. For example, right here, it did a suggested bid for 0.64. I like to do around 0.1, which is 0.10 right here, or 0.20. So you want to keep the bid low so that Amazon advertising doesn't take so much income from you. So you want to just make sure that the bid is not too high. But if you want to do a higher bid, that's okay too as well. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to get our list, and hopefully you save this somewhere that you can find it. And so we're going to open it up. So this is what my Excel type of software looks like. Yours might look a little different. I'm on a Mac, so I'm using this program called AMZ CSV Editor. And so we're going to use this, and so we're going to go to title. So pretty much you're just going to copy all this and just Command C, I'm on a Mac, Command V, and just add the keywords. It's going to ask you for a suggested bid. I'm going to do 0.10 for this demonstration. And again, you can go back to bids right here. You can do custom bid 0.10. So after that, you're going to delete all this. And then again, get your next file. So you got your next file. I'm just going to copy all this and then add keywords. So we have around 500, so we're already almost at 1,000. So it gets filled up really quickly. So 1,000 sounded a lot before, but now it's not so much. You do want to make sure that the keywords are related to your product. So for example, I just found this one right here. It says Simply Shapes. It's not really the most specific keyword for this product, so you may want to take this out. To delete it, you want to press this X button. And then now again we can continue to add in more keywords, but make sure to just delete any keywords that you feel that is unnecessary to be in here. So we're going to add keywords again from another list. So add keywords. And now we are finished. We have finally added 1,000. So now that we're done, we're going to go to the next section. There's this part that says negative keyword targeting. It's optional. You don't have to do it. Some people like to do keywords like free just to take away that keyword. If you have any other keywords you want to take out that is somewhat related to your book and you know people are going to type it out but you don't want your book to show up, then this is a good place to put it. So this would be an example like free. After that, you want to press launch campaign.